Hello and welcome, child of God. The Bible tells us that to everything there is a time and a season appointed. You know, most times when we go to God to ask for something in prayers, He does not necessarily answer us immediately. Sometimes He will ask you to wait. Sometimes He will be silent. Sometimes He will give you directions on what you're supposed to do. And so we as His children, we as His creation, we should be able to trust God's leading and timing. His timing is not our timing. His ways are not our ways. He says, as the heavens are higher from the earth, that is how His ways are distant from ours. His understanding is distant from ours. But He tries to break it down so that we in our human nature can still understand Him. Remember, He created us in His nature. And so the Bible says that, for we know not how to pray as we ought to, but it's the Spirit of God that makes intercession for us with groanings that cannot be uttered. Because He knows the will, the mind of the Father, and He helps us to intercede according to the will of the Father. And so this therefore means, child of God, that if your prayer is not in alignment with the will of God, obviously there will be delays. Obviously you will not receive answers. But if you pray and ask for the will of God to be done, that is a good prayer. The attitude you should adopt, Father, whatever your will is, I submit to it. Just like Jesus did on the cross. He said, Father, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, let your will be done. Let your will be done. So the will of God is the most important thing. It might come when you expect. It might be delayed. It might happen immediately. But it doesn't change God from being God. You know, when the Lord told Abraham He was going to bless him with a child, a covenant child, that blessing didn't come immediately. It took several years, about 27 years before he finally got the promise. And so that was God's timing for him. But Sarah was getting weary. Sarah was getting tired. Like, when is this thing ever going to happen? And she went as far as getting a substitute or plan B to be able to help God in achieving His plan. So trust the Lord. Sometimes your answers may be speedy. Sometimes your responses will take time. But if you believe Him, if you trust Him, if you trust His timing, depend on His will. He created you. He knows your future. He has your life in His hands. And so whatever He knows that you need, not what you want, because your wants are temporarily. Your wants only satisfy temporary pleasures. But your needs are what are vital for your survival, for your well-being. And so we have a good God. We don't have a wicked God who will always give us good things, who will always bless us. He says that He will give us a hope and a future. And so when you pray to Him, trust that He knows what He's doing. He knows where He's taking you. And at that appointed time, He will bring it to pass. May the Lord give you understanding. Have a wonderful day. Shalom.